Hello, everybody. It is I, Blaze from Blazing Flame Studio, and yeah, apparently late last night, Star Odyssey animated short from Genshin Impact for Skirk came out, and so let's go ahead and react to it. We know from the live stream that a very professional singer, I forget the name off the top of my head, did the music for this. And so we know that I guess Skirk is quote unquote singing here. I don't know if it's one of those Farinas where they got a separate singer to do different things or anything like that. But let's go ahead and see what we can figure out about Skirk here and see if this solves any of the various mysteries. Cool. The detail in this is insane. Hold on. I didn't realize this was only in Japanese because they didn't say that. Okay, the Descenders. We know a little bit about them. She looks like JINGLIU. Oh!
If your long journey makes you drift too far away, and if the dust and time still weigh you down, pulling you astray, if passing years change you somehow, let not this
very JINGLIU. Oh, Farina. Bold of you to assume it landed.
Please know that I stay to wait. Please know that I stay to see. The changes is right here you stand. I am here, waiting for you. Silent fading melodies or memories from our past to see. She's gentle
その件誰に習った？あいつはどこだ？
from you and me are falling comfort through the silent tears.
師匠、今日こそ両手を使ってよ。
She doesn't even need one hand. Haven't seen that drawing in a while. Okay, very interesting. So that's confirms, I guess, that technically Skirk is a descender, but not in the usual sense. It looks like her master, Sertologi, I believe was his name, literally just brought her in from another world and broke the rules to do so. Since it is I who have opened the border for you. Some of the aesthetic, the water, I think she's a cryo character, not a hydro character. And it's very interesting, some of the characters they chose. I wonder if there's going to be relevance to the characters that they showed, the other playables. Obviously, Nouvelette met her already from the Fontaine Archon quest. Farina, I don't think met her at all, if I remember that correctly. But maybe it'll be relevant in her story. Who else did we see here? We saw... Oh, yeah. This could either be a flashback to something that's already happened, or since we know that Skirk is going to be part of the upcoming quest, we also know Dane is part of that, this could be teasing what's going to happen in that quest. And honestly, between the two of them, I think Skirk would win. We haven't seen much of Dane, but his combat skills are questionable. This, they really like the shattering of glass with Skirk and Sertologi in particular, because I believe the shattered glass was used to signify the crisis on Fontaine. Whenever the whale appeared, it looked like reality was shattering. And now, this example.
Wait for you.
Where we break behind the veil. The character aesthetic overall in this, also, when will we get the Genshin Impact anime? My goodness. You give us all these great things. Also, I think this, I don't know it to be fact, but this looks like the exact drawing Traveler made on the beach. But I also am not sure that it is. Because if this is where she is, this does not look like the beach on Mondstadt. And if anything, this looks very Shorekeeper from Wuthering Waves related. They very much went with a JINGLIU vibe. I mean, even the eyes. I do like how her pupils are like the domain expansion that everyone jokes with her about. You've got very much like an Acheron kind of silent vibe with her from the trailer, and honestly kind of similar to that in when we met her at the end of the Fontaine Archon quest. JINGLIU style of hair and eyes as well, with the white hair with the blue tip, red eyes. It'll certainly be interesting to see what they do with this. I imagine a lot of this might get explained further. And also the false sky. The other interesting thing of you're not yet worthy of that name. So will she be a descender officially? And then do we get any information here? We see the hole in the sky, which I'm guessing is when she's falling through. But it does not look like we get any information about what's any reflection of maybe Sertologi or anything like that. Interesting. Very interesting. Not so relevant. I don't think Nouvelette knew about that, despite being. This would have been. Actually, when would this have been? That's actually a relevant question because Farina is still the or is still the Archon, I believe, in this image. Then Nouvelette, how long was? So Skirk couldn't have been on Teyvat for very long then, because if Skirk was on Teyvat very long, huh? So she tutored Child, but we don't believe we know for how long. Is there anything in the description of the video? Looking up, she could see the night sky embracing all that is. In that moment, 1,000 emotions crystallized into questions. Where hang the sun and moon? What canvas depicts the stars? The infinite universe and breadth of time question the smallness of man. Yet it is these small specimens of mortality who may embark on long voyages, the power to create miracles firmly within their grasp. I do wonder. The singer, obviously, the song was in partial English, partial Japanese, I believe. I wonder why, because I know we just ended the SAG-AFTRA strike, or at least a temporary reprieve from it. I think Nouvelette and Farina were both voiced in most recent events, so I wonder who. I guess maybe Sertologi maybe would be the reason this wasn't fully voiced in English. But overall, yeah, I'd give this a solid 9 out of 10. I think it's still very vague on what Skirk is here for. She's seen a lot just fighting. Also, this is very... In JINGLIU's trailer, there's a very similar vibe to this, where she's got all these like ice pillars and fallen blades around her. So, yeah, very interesting. This would kind of, if it's actually Traveler's Drawing, this would indicate that Skirk has been watching us since we landed here. And yeah, until next time, everybody. Also, relevantly, I believe it's right here. There is a star flashing across the sky, which could indicate a descender. I don't think it could indicate us, because we came as a pair. So, yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. To those on YouTube, I am live every day, 9 to 1, playing Genshin, Star Rail, various other games. If you want to come say hi, come say hi. We'll have a special giveaway at 60 followers on Twitch. We are currently, I believe, around 20. And yeah, until next time, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. And this is Blaze from Blazing Flame Studios, signing off.